Denise here from Tropical Seductions, and in today's video I'm gonna try to build my very first aquascape aquarium. This was super spontaneous. I went with a friend to a aquascape aquarium shop just to give her company. She wanted to buy some things for her fishes, and then I ended up purchasing everything I need to build my very first one. So what that means is I went in with absolutely no knowledge and what I should purchase. So this is what I ended up buying that day. I tried to purchase the most affordable things in the shop. I didn't want it to go for the best of the best because I didn't know if this is something that I will actually enjoy. So I purchased soil, sand, driftwood, lava rocks, of course, different kinds of plants, and a tank. The only thing that I didn't purchase in the shop was super glue. So I went with the affordable 25-gallon $30 tank. My friend did recommend it, one of the fancier ones, but for the first time I wanted to go affordable. I am removing the stickers and cleaning the tank with Windex and removing all the glue. I did open the YouTube app and watched some step-by-step tutorials on how to aquascape so that I wasn't completely lost. And here I am just following instructions from YouTube, trying to set up the design before actually placing it into the tank. Super pleased with this design, so I'm going to stick with it. We are officially starting. I'm going to try to place the sand evenly throughout the tank. There will be 2-3 spots where I want the plants to sit higher, so I'm going to build little mountains in these spots. I am adding the 80A sand on top of the soil. I am trying to recreate the setup with the lava rocks, how I had it in the beginning, and now I know why people say you should take pictures of your setup, because it took me forever to actually recreate it, and I think it didn't even ended up exactly how I had it in the beginning, but it still worked. I had super glue at home, so I am using it. I did saw that you can use expandable foam or silicone as well. I am adding gray garden stones that I already had in my home. I usually use them as soil cover, but I thought they would work really well in this setup. We are adding plants, which is the most exciting part for me as a plant person. And while opening the plants and taking them out, I realized they are in a funky jelly. And I didn't know what this was about, so I had to do my research, and we have to remove all the jelly from all the plants, which took forever. So if I'm going to do another one, I'm going to make sure that none of the plants I purchase actually comes in a jelly. Like I mentioned before, I ended up in the aquascape shop by accident, so I had no knowledge about any of the plants that I purchased. I just went for the ones that were $10 or less and that I thought would be cute. A lot of the plants were root bounded, which also took a time to untangle them. This beautiful plant with the red leaves, you will see at the end that I only have 1 or 2 in the tank. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to press it deep enough into the sand without pulling it out again every time. So at the end, I only had 1 or 2 in the tank. For the next project, I'm going to make sure that all the plants come in this soaked up tissue paper, which was so much more easier to remove than the jelly. The soil, and we're going in with water in a plastic bag. I saw that tip online. It helps to not have the sand splash all over the place and loosen up the plants. Even though I used the plastic bag trick, I did ended up with a few plants that got loose, and I just pressed them back in, and there was a little sand splashing around, which I have to remove later on when it ends up on the top. Here we go. This is how it ended up looking, and you can see the water is not clear because we did have some sand that was swimming around and some loose plants on the top. You can see it, and I will clean it and you will see an update tank now. So this is 2 weeks later, and I still have a little bit loose stuff that ends up on the top, but all the plants are doing good. I don't have one plant that died.
Yeah.